us on the Bellator Facebook page and see exclusive videos. Follow us and get instant updates on Twitter at Bellator MMA and get a chance to have your tweet live on the broadcast. See amazing pictures on Instagram at Bellator MMA. Join Bellator Nation today.
Bellator fans, head to BellatorShop.com and gear up in the same apparel the fighters wear. With international shipping, BellatorShop.com takes you from the gym to the street. On June 11th, 2021, a new welterweight king was crowned.
Yaroslav Amosov.
Today, Yaroslav Amosov continues to fight, not for belts and titles, but for his homeland in Ukraine. As we await the undefeated champion's return to the Bellator cage, the division moves on. And next in line is #1 ranked Michael Venom Page, aka MVP. The British bad boy boasts a 20-1 record and has become one of the most electric and elusive fighters in the game.
I'm taking over everybody.
And then there's Logan Storley, an all-American wrestler who at 13-1 has quietly made his case for title contention.
It's all over! Logan Storley!
I want to be the best in the world and I want the title next.
Tonight, the interim world title is on the line as Logan Storm Storley battles Michael Venom Page in his backyard. This is Bellator MMA from London, England.
confidence here tonight?
He has every reason to. He delivers almost every single time. His performances have been non-stop. Okay, he holds the fastest KO in history in Bellator. Most wins in number 3, most wins in Bellator. Number 2, longest win streak in Bellator. Number 1, tied with Patricky for the most wins by KO in Bellator. He has a reason to be confident.
Records matter, so do belts and titles, and that is what he is here to claim tonight. Of course, the number 1 contender was due to face the reigning champion, Yaroslav Amosov, and until the champion returns, that means Logan Storm Storley answers the call, and Josh, he's rightly earned his shot tonight.
Oh, exactly, but you gotta remember, he's a 6-time state champ for South Dakota. He's a 4-time All-American out of the University of Minnesota. He is a dog, he's a grinder, but what he does, really honestly, better than anyone, is he figures out his ways to get in there and be a winner. That's all he's been his whole life, and he will continue to try to be one tonight against one of the most dangerous guys in the sport, in MVP.
He's been so cool, calm, and collected all week, and the fact he went 5 rounds with Neiman Gracie and emerged victorious, what edge does that give him tonight?
I wouldn't say it gives him an edge, but what it does do, it gives him the confidence that MVP has normally kept separate into the cage. For him, it's the confidence that he needed. Beating someone like a Neiman Gracie, he beat him on the feet, he took him down when he needed to, and he was able to drop him a couple times. That's the type of confidence you need when you step into a cage against MVP.
All right, it's a real clash of style, but here are 2 gentlemen who gel oh so well. It's Big John McCarthy and Dave Farah.
Thanks very much, Shadid Aiden. I tell you, until you stood next to John McCarthy conducting a crowd in Sweet Caroline, folks, you haven't lived. I tell you, you haven't lived. But what a diamond of a main event we've got tonight. MVP, Logan Storley. What are their routes to victory, John?
Oh my God, they're so different and it's so diverse. Logan Storley is a great grappler. MVP, one of the most explosive, dynamic strikers we've ever seen in the sport of MMA. Take a look at what this guy has done. He is just untouchable at times. You think you have the range and he blasts you with the right hand. He brings the flying knees all the time. He had the hardest strike I have ever heard in the cage against Cyborg Santos, but then Logan Storley with his wrestling is just a grinder. He comes after you. He doesn't just get into your legs. He turns the corner. He puts you in bad positions. He makes you make the mistake that puts you on your back. And then when you are, he grinds and ground and pounds you into the canvas. This guy is dynamic when it comes to his wrestling and his ground and pound. He is special, and MVP needs to be very careful about staying on his feet and away from the ground with Logan Storley.
And a huge night too. Let's move on. Fabian Edwards from Birmingham comes to London and he gets the chance to fight a legend in the shape of Lyoto Machida. What a win this would be for him.
This would be huge. This is the best opponent by far that Fabian Edwards has ever faced. Now, hey, Fabian, phenomenal athlete, super fast, younger than Lyoto, but Lyoto Machida brings something that most fighters don't. It's his style, it's that karate style, and the way he attacks. You think that he's in range, but he's not. You go after him, you make the mistake, you overextend, he exposes that, and he knocks you out. You've got to be very careful with Lyoto Machida at all times.
And that is not the only drama, that is not the only storyline, because we have Paul Daley, after 63 fights, saying that number 64 is going to be his last. Just how is he feeling right now? And what's he given to this sport, John?
Paul Daley has been unbelievable in this sport. We're talking about the most dynamic knockout artist in the sport of MMA. That's beating everybody. You look at what people think are knockout artists like Chuck Liddell, Rampage Jackson, Anderson Silva, all of them. This guy has over twice as many. He is the biggest knockout artist the sport has ever seen. The question is, will we get one tonight? I asked him about getting a submission because he's never had a submission win. He goes, that ain't happening.
Yeah, from that reaction, there is no way. Don't put your money on a Paul Daley submission win against Wendell Giacomo, but do put your money on serious fireworks when they get in the cage tonight. So, Paul Daley against Wendell Giacomo, Denise Miss Dynamite Kielholtz against Kana Watanabe. What a main card we have tonight at Bellator here in London. But we get underway with the light heavyweights. It's Luke Traynor against Simon Biyong.
And now we welcome our first fighter of the night, Simon Biyong.
Well, when you sit down and talk to Simon Biyong, it feels like you're meeting an entirely different person to the one that we're watching make his way to the cage. He moved to Genoa in Italy from Cameroon to study fine arts. He has a promising painting career, but he lives this other life as a fighter. He fights for his family, for Italy and for Africa, and he also believes it's incumbent on us all to discover every part of our personalities. He's going to discover a lot about himself here tonight, John.
Well, he's up against a very tough fighter in Luke Trainer, but we're talking about a physical specimen, and he's got a heavy right hand, good low leg kicks. His wrestling, when he takes his opponent down, is in the top position. Look out, his ground and pound is vicious. But when you're talking about looking at him as a fighter, not if you meet him, you think he's a fine artist.
As the sporting world gets to know Simon Biyong, they're going to be entranced by him, but can he pull off an upset here tonight?
And now we welcome his opponent, Luke, the Gent Trainer.
Free my G's though, pitching in life. It's still anything goes in the valley. No more amateurs.
Well, Luke Trainer describes himself as an MMA fighter with a passion for the sport and a purpose in life. His purpose is to help vulnerable children get a start, but his passion, wow, that's in the cage. He says it's life and death for him. He's so wrapped up in the fight that he struggles to talk about. He is dead set on reaching the top, on being what he describes as the perfect, well-rounded savage. There's a lot of hype around Luke Trainer, and you buy into it, John.
That's because it's real. This guy is getting better with every fight. You see improvements. You see areas in his fight where you need to have improvements there, and then he makes them. Look at how he gets range here against Giacomo. I mean, it's just a devastating attack of a guy who we know is a heavy puncher. Luke Trainer brings him in, elbows, punches at range, hurts him with that, and then finishes the fight. His ground game is fantastic. His stand-up has gotten very good. He is becoming a well-rounded mixed martial artist. He's already a well-rounded human being.
The tail of the tape for this light heavyweight match between Luke Trainer and Simon Biyong.
And you're taking a look at this 6'6" to 6'5" at 205 pounds, an 81-inch reach and an 80-inch reach. These guys are giants.
Cannot wait for this. Let's get to Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to London, England for Bellator MMA Live on Showtime. Tonight from Oval Arena, Wembley. We'd also like to welcome all those joining us right here in the UK live on BBC 3 as Bellator 281 gets underway now with 3 5-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. Introducing the blue corner at 6'5", weighing in 205.2 pounds. His professional record, 7 wins, 2 losses. By way of Cameroon, he fights out of Genoa, Italy, presenting Simon Biyong. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 6'6", weighing in 205 pounds, even as a professional. He enters tonight undefeated at 5-0 from Stevenage, England, presenting Luke, the Gent Trainer. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge, Jaron Vallel.
On my cue, gentlemen, on my cue, all the way back.
These two big men can both bang. Luke Trainer in those red gloves. Simon Biyong Fighting out of Genoa with a stiff jab to start the fight. One of these you do not want to take your eyes off. Both come here with real intent to land, and Biyong looks for that right hand straight away. Trainer trying to get the jab going. Blood already to the nose of Trainer.
Biyong looking to land that big right hand. Nice job of driving Trainer all the way to the cage. This is something he likes to do, is wear on the arms of his opponent. He likes to dirty box. He loves to get in the top position. We'll see if he tries to take him down at this time.
Biyong says that his greatest strength is his mindset. Says that calm and collected means you can do anything you want in the cage. Former basketball player who turned his hand to MMA.
Very nice knee inside by Biyong. Landed that clean to the midsection.
Does get the takedown.
And immediately passes that guard into half guard. This is where Simon Biyong loves to be on the ground. And you can see that Luke Trainer's using what we call the lockdown in that half guard position. And that will adjust where Biyong can move, but it also locks him on top of Luke Trainer.
Luke Trainer said he feels that Biyong has fought a lot of nails and always been the hammer. But it's going to be the other way around here. But this is a good start from Simon Biyong. As Trainer moves up the levels as he tries to get his name in lights, these are the problems he's going to have to solve.
You know, this is the first time that we've seen Luke Trainer on his back in this type of situation. And it's a matter of, you're going to find these times, how do you react to this pressure? How do you get yourself out of it? Good wrist control here. Does he get himself back to a standing position?
Feel like a big win if he can. Of course, Biyong trying to keep him down.
It's a tough position because Biyong had wrist control, which was keeping Trainer from being able to put his hand all the way to the ground. But it took Biyong actually letting go so he could try to do damage, but that allows Luke to use his hand to get himself back up.
Trainer is breathing awkwardly. I think that nose might be busted, but he's got to his feet.
Yeah, you can see that he's breathing out of his mouth, which is telling you that the nose, it may not be broken, but he's having a hard time breathing out of it. Beautiful transition. Great transition by Luke Trainer. That was absolutely beautiful, quick, dynamic. And he's got Biyong's legs up in the air. This is a horrible position for Simon Biyong.
Trainer starting to unload. Trainer's cage IQ is something else for a fighter of his age.
Biyong doing a good job of getting back to his base. That hand is there for him to take out. Trainer should try to sneak it in behind the head. You got to slide it in. Don't try to bring it over the head.
The crowd reacting to this now as Trainer turns the tide significantly in his favor. How deep can he get it?
Trainer's making the mistake when he tries to lock up the rear naked choke. He's bringing it over the top of the head. He needs to take and slide it in between his arm and the back of Biyong's head. That way, Biyong will not be able to pull that locking hand off. Go palm to palm, that's a good choice. You do a lot of good shots here. Biyong getting back to his base, he needs to do that.
Trainer's still able to do damage.
Fingers out of his gloves. Fingers out of his gloves.
How well Trainer reacted here to that early adversity.
Big heavy shots by Luke Trainer.
Seconds ticking away, but this is going to pay dividends later in the fight. A really dominant conclusion. Trainer still looking for the finish here.
Quick clean, gentlemen.
A round that took a lot out of both of them, but what a round.
Great round by both guys. Both had their moments, but Luke Traynor definitely was able to turn that around and make it his round. Let's take a look at what occurred here. This is when Biyong brought him down to the ground, immediately passed into half guard. Beautiful job by Simon Biyong. But then it was this right here when Luke Traynor was able to get that takedown, immediately transition to the back. Biyong made the mistake. His hips are up in the air. That's a tough position to be in. He was able to build his base and get back. Took a lot of heavy shots, was able to fight off the chokes. But this ended up turning the round into Luke Traynor's favor.
You always ask yourself that question. Just how much is it taking out of both fighters here? Because that was a really tough opening round. They both put under pressure. Both did a lot of work.
Time. Hey,
both, by the way, very proud of their cardio.
Do not grab the gloves, okay? Grab the arm. Understand? Here we go. Time in. Fight.
The referee telling Simon Biyong he's grabbing inside of the glove, controlling the hand by the use of the glove, not by holding the hand.
And that was a final warning.
Right now I have Traynor up 10-9, like I said. He took over the second part of that round, but that was a beautiful right hand by Biyong.
Landed that a couple of times now. Another great right hand followed by a left hook. Oh, he's hurt Traynor. Looking for the finish now, Biyong, but Traynor's covering up desperately.
He's doing a good job of blocking those shots. Those did not land. They're hitting off of the arm. But he definitely got stunned, and you can see he's still a little bit. And that's why you see Biyong right away going to mount. Traynor's been hurt. He's been cut.
Can Biyong break through here? Some of these, a lot of them bouncing off the arms. Traynor's in desperate trouble here.
Biyong needs to really settle down, pick his shots.
Just got a little bit carried away. He talked about being calm and collected. Biyong wasn't there.
No, he wasn't.
Traynor trying to fight back from that bottom position.
Watch your fingers. You're good.
And you gotta give it to Traynor. He has not really taken much damage here. Biyong's throwing a lot of shots, most of them bouncing off of his arms. The short little elbows, that's a clean attack by Biyong.
It was a fantastic combination that got Biyong into this position though. Really hurt Traynor. How much of this taking out of Biyong, I wonder?
Biyong needs to settle down and pick his shots. Force your opponent's defense to one side, bring in the heavy shot, and then just do it over and over again.
Traynor trying to get to his feet now. Now Biyong looking for the choke. Can Traynor get himself back upright? He escapes. He reverses. He's a student of the sport, Luke Traynor, and you can see it written all over this fight.
Doing a good job right now, heavy hip pressure. Although he's holding himself up with his legs, his hips are riding heavy, and that's allowing him to ride over the top to do big time ground and pound with a lot of power against Biyong. Biyong turning him over.
What a
right
fight.
Back to the mount.
Traynor is breathing very, very heavily here. 6 of Biyong's 7 wins have been by a knockout. All of trainers by knockout or submission. They don't tend to go the distance, these two.
Trainer trying to lock up that right arm and shoulder area. Biyong, slow him down, keep his posture so he cannot hurt him. Get a little bit of breath in here. Not a bad idea.
Take toes out of that cage. Grounded.
45 seconds, dude. 45 seconds.
Biyong keeping the distance here. That's why they're allowing him to work. If he steps back, beautiful job of swinging the legs to the side. Wasn't able to land the big strike that he would have liked to in that position.
Toes out, you can wall walk.
He's surely doing enough to win this second round, though, to take it into the third on a knife edge. Non-stop action here.
I need doctors. I'll take doctors, please.
You can hear there the referee just calling for the doctor to look at a couple of cuts here.
That was the big right hand right there. That hurt Trainer. He goes down, but he does a fantastic job of keeping his composure and blocking most of these shots that Biyong was attempting to hit him with. You can see that was a clean shot that landed, but a lot of them are bouncing off the arms. He was finally able to reverse the position here. Started to do some good work, and then Biyong reversed him, putting him back into the mount. A great back and forth round, but definitely one that Simon Biyong should be getting.
We gotta go all the way back, brother, all the way back. There we go. Ready? Fighter, fighter, fight!
They are both being taken to places they have never been. You got it 1-1, John?
I do have it 1-1. I think whoever wins this round is going to be the winner of the fight.
Well, we knew tonight could be spectacular, but what a start this has been.
Simon has been able to land that right hand. He's looking for the counter. Watch when Luke throws the left. You're going to see Simon counter with the right, and he's actually throwing it over the top of Trainer's left hand.
Trainer likes to switch and believes he can flow from both stances. Boxing as a southpaw at the moment. Looks a bit wary of Biyong's power, Trainer. A little bit tentative.
Well, he should be. He's been hurt twice by it, so I don't blame him.
Switches back to orthodox now. Surely they both know it's all on the line here, and they both know they can hurt each other.
There's obviously something in the water in Cameroon when you get someone like Francis Ngannou with all that power. Well, you're looking at Simon Biyong, same thing. He's got power in his hands, and Luke Trainer is wary of that power. You cannot blame him. He's looking for his openings, trying to take his time and be tactical.
Still looking for that right hand. He's looking for the chance to hand it Biyong, and he lands it. Trainer down again. Now, is he going to be smart this time, Biyong? Is he going to pick his shots? Hammer fist from him there. First hugely significant moment of this third round.
He hurt him again. It was the right hand again. Now he's turning his back. Biyong just staying heavy with the hip right here, not trying to get hooks or anything like that. But you can see Luke Trainer is not looking like when he stepped in this cage. He has been in a battle, taking a lot of damage.
There's still time for either of them to find a way. The damage that Biyong just did has him in the dominant position in this third round.
Luke Trainer is not in a good position here with his hips that are being crushed down by Simon Biyong. His way to turn is to actually go towards that cage. That's not a good place for him to go, so he's kind of trapped in this position. He's gonna have to try to explode out and get a better position. There you go, use the fence with your feet to turn this away.
Good elbows there from Biyong. They paid dividends in round 2, and they're doing so again here. Biyong talked about getting more used to the Bellator environment after losing to Christian Edwards on his debut. A little bit more settled in there, but he's in a real war here. Terrific fight. Just over a minute of it remaining.
Grab the shorts.
Exchange of knees.
Yeah, Simon Biyong in a real position to take this win. He just needs to continue to press right now. I know he's tired, I know he's exhausted, but this is the moment. Right now is when you show everyone, this is my round, I've won all of it, he's not gonna get anything. Go after him with everything you have.
Everything he's throwing here is helping those knees to the thigh. He's the one who's just done that bit more damage in this third round. That's what the judges should be looking for.
Well, he definitely did the damage. If you recall, he hurt Luke Trainer with that right hand. Trainer went down. Biyong's been all over him ever since. Time running out, in my opinion, for Trainer.
Trainer with a big reputation. 5-0 coming into this. Biyong the outsider for many people, but has he done enough to win here? Simon Biyong, it would be the win of his career so far. How did you have it in the end, John?
In the end, I've got Simon Biyong winning this fight, 29-28. In my opinion, he should be the winner.
And just to be clear, we throw around phrases like leave it all in the cage. These two, you can see at home from these pictures, they have left it all in there.
Here comes that knockdown. Watch left hand, right hand. Boom! You saw it hit right about where the orbital's at. That hurt Luke Trainer. He ends up going down, sitting back. Simon Biyong being very smart, calculated, didn't jump in too much. But that right hand was huge. That was a difference maker in this third round because it set up the whole flow and momentum for the round for Simon Biyong. It only takes one. That's when you're a striker. You're looking for that one big shot. Simon Biyong found it multiple times in this fight.
Well, they know it's close. Trainer is honest enough. He's such a personable guy to know that he might be in trouble here. They're taking a while to get that decision to Michael. Often a sign that it's very, very tight. Biyong thinks that he's done enough here. Remember, he said he's fighting for Italy and for Africa. He'd be winning for Africa. There's a big hug from Luke's dad, his North Star that he calls him. Luke will have learned an awful lot in there. That for now counts for nothing. It's all about how the judges have seen it. Let's get to Michael C. Williams to find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, will go now to your judges at cage side. Your first judge, David Ledley, scores the fight 29-27. Ben Cartledge scores it 28-27. Your third and final judge, Brian Miner, scores it 29-28. I'll have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Simon Biyong.
Just look at the raw emotion. This gentleman from Genoa wins by unanimous decision. Luke Trainer is man enough to accept it. The gent lives up to his name. But let's hear from the winner, who's with Big John.
I'm here with your winner, Simon Biyong. Simon, we talked before the fight, and you told us about the Cameroonian heart that you had. That you wanted to show everyone what you could do and the power of someone that's an athlete from Cameroon. Talk to me about this fight with Luke Trainer.
First of all, thank you, London. Thank you. It's because of you we are here. We are not fighting just for us, but also for give you pleasure and to bring martial art worldwide. Thank you to Bellator too. So, about Cameroonian fighter and Cameroonian mixed martial art, it's a big honor for me to represent my country. Obviously, I came from a small country where mixed martial arts are not big, but here, thanks for Bellator, I have the opportunity to show my skills and my will to dominate in the light heavyweight division. So, this is for a message, also a reintroduction for me, because last time I was in the USA and things don't go my way. So now I'm back, light heavyweight. Get ready, I'm back.
You are back. Congratulations on a big win. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Simon Biyong.
Great win.
I'm back.
Great win. He's back. He said it. What a victory for Simon Biyong. I wonder what the guys up at the desk made of it.
Thank you, Dave. Not what the fans in London wanted, certainly not what Luke Trainer wanted, but the dream of Simon Biyong realized tonight here in London, his first win in Bellator. He has announced himself on a pretty big stage.
He looked absolutely fantastic on the feet, but then he kept going to the takedowns and letting everyone know and letting Luke know, I can take you down, I can dominate the top position, and that's exactly what he did. Great job. But it all opened up with the stand-up tonight. I'm very impressed with the gains that he's made over the last year.
And probably you'll learn more in defeat than you ever will in victory. So we will look forward to seeing Luke Trainer back inside the Bellator cage very, very soon. Well, tonight we get set to say goodbye to one of the most recognizable stars in the sport. The Demolition King is saying goodbye after thrilling fans for 20 years in the sport with the most devastating knockouts we have ever seen. England's Paul Semtex Daley is making the walk for the 64th and final time.
I will devour, decapitate, and destroy everybody. I'm the best knockout artist in mixed martial arts.
It's in my veins that I feel it. Look in my eyes, there's no way to conceal it. Nothing is written, bait, you can't seal it. Truth where I'm living, that place to reveal it. Heart beating fast, hard to breathe, gasp. Living in shadows, that part of me dark. Obstacles, they try and plant disregard. Cause nothing can stop my advance on this path. You catching that contact. Prepare for that combat. And we are done. It's where it begins. That everything in that game that you win. Back brace for the impact.
You stay standing with me, you get knocked the fuck out. Simple as that.
Daley detonates a left hook on the red Larkin's face.
This ain't no movie. Semtex is for real.
Who wants a KO for Christmas?
You catching that contact. Brace for the impact.
A spectacular finish as promised from Paul Semtex Daley.
It's the final countdown for the former British Army officer who's decided at 39 years of age that now is the right time to walk away on his terms, and to do it here in front of his home fans who have been with him on this incredible journey. Semtex Daley told us this week was going to be highly emotional for him, but he's saving those tears until he delivers one more devastating knockout. Josh, he told us this week he wants to be remembered as an entertaining fighter. What else will he be remembered for?
He'll be remembered for doing it his way. Sometimes emotional, sometimes controversial, but he did his career his way. And I think that's why he's okay with walking away at the time that he's doing it now.
And he said there's a reason he has losses on his records, because he is a true fighter. Fighter to fighter, you respect that.
Absolutely. He's never shied away from a hard fight. As a matter of fact, Koreshkov called him out in his last fight, and he said, you know what, I'll take that fight for his last fight. Koreshkov not able to come here for this fight, so Giacomo stepped up. Bottom line is he's fought the who's who in the sport of MMA, and majority of the time he's come out on top, and in the majority of the times he has knocked them out.
Well, let's hear from Semtex as he gets to say his farewell.
You know, everyone wants to see a Semtex knockout. That is how I would love to leave the sport. Go out there, knock this guy out in the first round with something spectacular. I've been very fortunate that since the beginning I've had like a die-hard fan base. Not many fighters could have such a long career as I have, and I put that down to the fans. So yeah, thank you for your support. Glad you've enjoyed the knockouts. I'm going to produce another knockout tonight. I'm in great shape. I've put more into this camp knowing that it's my final camp. It's going to be spectacular.
I guess when you know, and I'm sure it's not an easy decision to make, but he seems very much at peace with it.
No, I made the same decision to retire years ago, but what I did is I waited after my fight to make that decision because I want to give it time to resonate and say, hey, is it time? Well, Paul did it before he decided to retire. He said, hey, before this camp, I'm gonna go ahead and focus on this is my last mitt work. This is my last road work. This is my last bag training. Okay. He also said this week when we talked to him, he didn't want to fight so long to where he didn't become the entertainer anymore. He became the joke. And that lets you know exactly who Paul Daley is. He understands where he has been in through his MMA career. And the bottom line is he's always been one of the best, and people need to start realizing that. With that amount of KOs against the top level fighters in the world, Paul Daley will always be remembered as one of the most prolific knockout artists in the sports. Sorry, the most prolific one.
Put some respect on that name. Well, tonight, Paul Daley was due to fight Andrei Koreshkov, who is not on the card. So in steps Wendell Giacomo, who comes from Brazil, and he comes from the Pitbull Brothers camp. He's on a 2-fight winning streak. And like the rest of us, he's a fan of Daley, but he is here not to let him go out with a bang because this is his big opportunity.
Yeah, he's got his hands full tonight, but the one thing that I said about him is that he comes from the Pitbull camp, one of the most prestigious camps in the world. But what they do is what I expect he will do once he gets hit. The Pitbull Brothers like to bite down on their mouthpiece, plant their feet, and let it go. And in his fights that I've seen, that's exactly what he does. So if Paul Daley makes contact, you should expect him to bite down and let it go. And that right there means for fireworks in Paul Daley's last fight.
All right, that has got me excited. Are we about to see Semtex explode one more time? Let's find out.
You think you're excited? We're all excited in the arena. This should be terrific. It's Daley against Giacomo.
Ready now to make his way to the cage, Wendell White Walker Giacomo.
Well, when he was a teenager in Brazil, Wendell Giacomo decided he wanted to dedicate himself to a single craft and become the very best at it. He was never quite sure what the craft was going to be. In the end, he decided that it was MMA, and he comes here, of course, almost as the ultimate B-side. He's got great respect for Paul Daley. He believes, though, that tonight represents a big chance for a fighter on the way up against one who is at the end. And his mind, anyway, Wendell Giacomo is not just here, John, to be Paul Daley's willing final victim.
No, not at all. He says, look, I respect Paul Daley, but I'm here to basically beat him down. And you got to respect that. You know, you got to respect the opponent, but you got to have belief in yourself. And Giacomo, he's got that. He's got a big right hand. He likes to blitz his opponents. That he needs to be careful with Paul, because Paul does the same thing. But this is a guy that's got power in his hands. He believes in that power, and he believes that eventually he's going to touch Paul's chin.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, set for the final time to make his way to the cage, Paul Semtex.
The tail of the tape for this contract weight match between, for one final time, Paul Daley and Wendell Giacomo.
It's all about the record at this being his 64th and final fight against 9-2 Wendell Giacomo. This is going to be special as Paul Daley's going away.
Will this crowd get what it wants? Let's get to Michael C. Williams.
Bellator MMA now presents a featured matchup at a contract weight of 175 pounds live on Showtime. We're set for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing the blue corner. At 5'10", weighing in 174.2 pounds, his professional record 9 wins, 2 losses from Salgueiro, Pernambuco, Brazil, presenting Wendell White Walker Giacomo. And across the cage, his adversary fights out of the red corner. At 5'9", weighing in 174.4 pounds, one of MMA's all-time most exciting and most devastating strikers, the veteran stands with an incredible 43 professional victories, including 34 knockouts, along with 18 defeats and 2 draws. Ladies and gentlemen, from Nottingham, England, introducing Paul Daley. And the referee in charge, Jacob Montalvo.
Derek Chisora is here watching on the terrific British heavyweight. Now there's a fighter who never ducks a challenge. He admires Paul Daley and he's here to watch it.
Are you ready? You ready? Let's fight.
For the final time, Paul Semtex Daley. Here he is at Wembley, trying to do his thing once more. Giacomo's on the front foot straight away. That might just be a dangerous place to be.
Well, it is a dangerous place to be, but I like the fact that he believes in himself and he's going to go forward on this. Look, you're in there with Paul. You might as well stand in front and go after him.
Paul Daley looking for a big swinging left hook.
This is where Paul Daley has really improved as a fighter over the years. The one way to beat Paul was guys that would take him down, out-wrestle him, and take him out of his ability to use his strength in his hands. He has become very good with his wrestling, under Coach Kenny Johnson and the things that he's done. He's now a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Giacomo trying to take him to the ground. I think that's a smart idea by Giacomo. The question is, will he get in there, because he's a different fighter now than in the past.
Daley's in tremendous shape as well. He told us all about that. He was in shape for Andrei Koreshkov. Drove him to this final fight in the shape of his life almost. Giacomo does get him down. He's got a new grappling coach, been working hard with him in Manchester.
Giacomo got him down. Paul's able to get back to his feet. You see Giacomo hanging on him, dragging him back down. That's a great return to the mat by Giacomo.
There's 4 wins by way of submission. Wendell Giacomo from Salgueiro in Pernambuco in Brazil. It's been a good start from Giacomo.
This is a great start for Giacomo. We watch him, he's a good fighter. He is solid everywhere. His stand-up is solid. That's why he's called the White Walker, is because he takes shots and he keeps coming forward. You can't hurt him. He's got a good ground game. And it's a matter of he needs to take this crowd out of the equation, just continue to use a smart game plan in attacking Paul. Everything he's doing right now, this is smart fighting. Keep going.
He freely admitted that Paul Daley is by some distance his toughest opponent so far, but he also said he'd seen some holes in his takedown defense, and he's shown us that here.
Obviously he was right.
Yeah.
dragging him back. Paul fighting the hands right now. But based upon his position, he can't just turn out. He's on the ground, so he's holding on to that wrist of Giacomo, trying to get his knees underneath him so he can build a base, get himself back to his feet. Nice, heavy ride by Giacomo, keeping Paul right where he wants him.
Well, he said when he got the call to fight Paul Daley, it was the second best day of his life after the day that his
son was born. Paul Daley saw it. He knew that the armbar was coming. He just went with it. Big time elbow over the top.
But if we needed proof as to how hard he's been working on his ground game, we've seen it right there and now. He tries to unload and get into position.
Giacomo looking for the leg lock. You saw Paul Daley figure four in his leg. He's got to keep that there. There's 45 seconds left in this round. Going for the inverted heel hook.
It's been a great opening round this from Giacomo. He's out to spoil the party here. Daley staying calm under the pressure.
Daley doing a good job of relaxing in the position. His foot is still in danger, but Giacomo right now doesn't have that same heel hook. It's just a matter of riding out the time.
Break. He wouldn't have it any other way. His final fight's going to be a proper fight here. Surely lost the opening round and Daley has to come roaring back now.
Yeah, I believe Paul Daley lost that round. That was a good round for Giacomo. Did a lot of good work, got the takedown. Wasn't able to do any real damage though. And that's the one thing if you're looking, you got to damage Paul to slow him down. So Daley's in a position where yes, he lost the round, but he's going to come into the second round feeling okay. You know, he hasn't been hurt yet. Right here you see Paul Daley switching the position that was off of a submission attempt. Giacomo was looking for that armbar, and then finally Daley would try to get up, and that's when the leg lock situation came in.
Round two, let's fight. And well though Daley did on the ground, he wants this of course on the feet. He'd be looking for that big finishing shot, short right hook there from Daley.
Well, one of the things that all the grappling does for Giacomo is you're making Paul Daley grapple, those arms are blowing up. That means that you can't throw with the same speed. You can have power on him, but they just don't come as fast. Whoa, big shot by Paul Daley and a big knee to the body.
Giacomo's signature from Paul Daley, wasn't it?
He's got those hands locked, and that's why he got Paul off of his feet. Daley was in a position where with those hands locked, he's not going to stop that takedown.
Giacomo just trying to do damage. He knows exactly where he needs this fight, and so far, largely, he's got it there, Giacomo.
Just being heavy on top of Daley right now. Giacomo not trying to damage him with those shots. He's just trying to get him to move a little bit, so open him up, expose his neck. Daley needs to just be calm in this situation, and at the right moment, start to turn into Giacomo. Use the cage as a balance point to get himself back to his feet.
Giacomo was telling us that he's an awful lot smarter as a fighter than he was 5 years ago. He's been learning fast, and he's showing us that.
trying to shuck him off, take him over the top. Giacomo doing a great job of sticking on Daley's back.
Daley in defensive mode as he was for a large part of that opening round. It's not where we're used to seeing him.
Well, this is the way that most fighters have been able to get wins against Paul Daley, is look, make him grapple, make him wrestle, make him have his back on the canvas, or make him be where you have his back, because it takes away his biggest tool, his power. He can't use that power in this position. So smart fighting right now by Giacomo.
Again, he's working hard enough here, Giacomo, to be dominating the round. Got into the good position and making use of it.
Paul Daley's going to have to get into the position where he finally says, I need to take a chance in getting myself back on my feet. I can't just stay in this position. I'm going to lose this round. Now I'm going to be down 2 rounds, and I need that knockout in the 3rd if I want to get my win.
Stay busy from here, gentlemen. Referee just told them to stay busy. Giacomo staying busy enough. That's the plan.
Nice job by Paul Daley. A turn inside of the guard.
He landed that elbow. Can he affect Giacomo here? Can he knock him off his balance? Oh, left hand.
That was a big shot.
He unloads. Giacomo suddenly hanging on. Semtex turning it round. Looking for the body.
Comes out, but we salute the one and only Paul Semtex Daley.
Watch what Paul Daley does here. Big left hand, and he's got the best left hand in MMA. I've said it too many times. Watch the hook to the body. Digs it deep, and then huge right hand and starches Giacomo. That's what he does. He lost just about every minute of that fight until all of a sudden he explodes. Right hand is devastating right here. The man has power that is just God-given. And that's why you fall.
He couldn't have written it any more perfectly. The fact that he was behind and he needed it made it all the more perfect. Oh, look at this. Lovely moments. There's his mum. Leave this to the Daley family. It's their night. Everyone on their feet. And nice words too from Wendell Giacomo. Derek Chisora would have been proud of that shot. You can hear Paul Daley saying to Giacomo, you took it at late notice, and huge credit to you for that.
going to be tough, so I said yes.
They can talk later, but it's time for one final time for win number 44 to get to Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the fight and the incredible career come to an end officially. 4 minutes, 9 seconds into round number 2. He is the winner by knockout, Paul Daley.
Everyone stands and salutes him. Let's get to Big John to hear from Paul Daley.
Congratulations, Paul. I just want to tell you, it's been an honor watching you fight. You started your career in this building. You just finished it. What does this mean to you?
It's amazing. You know, obviously I'm quite emotional. It's a pleasure to have all these people here. A lot of them have been supporting me since day one. You know, my mum, my family, I love you all, because I always say if it wasn't for the fans, I wouldn't be here. There's not another fighter that's been at the top of the pyramid, fell so far, and still able to have a career for as long as I have, and I put it all down to you guys, so thank you.
You made everyone in this building hold their breath for 2 rounds until you decided to explode like you always do. The power has always been there, the power never left, and the power was there when you wanted it.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, he's a tough guy. And it says in MMA nowadays, you can't overlook any opponent. Everybody's so good. The sport's evolved so much that regardless of the record, I knew it was going to be tough. But I wasn't here to quit tonight. I was only here to knock somebody out.
You've been here to knock someone out throughout your entire career. That is your 35th knockout out of your 44 wins. You have been a remarkable fighter. Congratulations on an incredible career. Ladies and gentlemen, stand up for Paul Semtex Daley.
Let's just soak this up. Elizabeth there, his long-term partner. What a photo. That's going to be one for the album. 64 and done. We salute you, the one and only Semtex. Back to you, Aiden.
Wow, thank you so much, Dave. We're trying to catch our breath here. Josh Thompson is not often stuck for words. Perhaps he may be now. Josh, that was just perfect.
I'm probably a little bit more emotional than he is. It's one of those things. I've shared arenas with him. We fought on the same cards. We've spent countless times in the sauna cutting weight together. It's emotional because I know him as a person. And like I said, he has fought things. He's been emotional. At times he wears his heart on his sleeve. And you see the way he is with his family. His mother erupted this arena. What more do you want from someone? He delivered tonight. He did what he had to do in that cage. And I'm so happy for him to go out the way that he's going out.
If this was a movie script, Hollywood would snap it up.
Yeah, look, they call him Semtex for a reason, okay? He legit waited for the right moment, and John said it, his left hook is the best in the business. And he touched him with the left hook, went to the left hook to the body, and the rest is history. He finished with the right hand. He can still do it. That's the one thing I think that people need to understand. It's hard for athletes to step away at a moment where you're having performances like that. Sure, maybe he wasn't winning 1 minute of that fight, but it only takes 1 second for Paul Daley to switch it up and knock you the F out.
Well, Paul Daley, hey, I noticed he didn't lay the gloves down. He's still wearing them. Maybe he is keeping them as a memento, or maybe the door stays open.
He probably did that to a snag, because wrestlers do that. He's like, you know what? I'm taking these with me.
All righty. Paul Daley, you are a true hero, a true legend of the sport, and a great, great man. We wish you all the very best with whatever is next. Right, we need to catch our breath. Lots more great fights coming here in London, and lots more great fights coming up on the calendar.
June 24th, the Dreamcatcher returns. Gegard Mousasi defends his middleweight strap in a much-anticipated scrap against 11-0 #1 contender, the human cheat code Johnny Eblen. Plus, we continue the $1 million Bantamweight World Grand Prix and complete the quarter-final bouts. Magomed Magomedov meets wildcard winner Enrique Barzola, and Leandro Alter Ego meets the Italian gangster coming off his wildcard win, Danny Sabatello. We'll see you Friday, June 24th.
Great action coming your way with Bellator very soon, and it continues in London tonight with two ultra-talented flyweights, the kickboxing phenom, Miss Dynamite Denise Kielholtz, and the judo black belt sensation Kana Watanabe. Both fighters are looking to get back to winning ways as they chase Bellator gold. Now, Josh, no doubt Juliana Velasquez will want to run it back with the new champ, Liz Carmouche, but we have the number 2 and number 3 going head-to-head tonight. They will feel this is for their shot at the title.
Yeah, they could actually jump Juliana Velasquez if Scott Coker likes what he sees tonight. If one of them has a dominant performance, whether it's a quick submission or an outstanding knockout, you could potentially see them jump Juliana Velasquez.
All right, there's the rankings there. If they needed any more encouragement, Josh Thompson has just given it to them. So, Josh, how well do they match up?
They match up very well. The only difference that I see between them realistically is one is a stand-up person, one is a grappler. Both of them are good in judo, but when it comes down to it, Watanabe is the better judo player. But Denise also said, I plan to take this fight to the ground. And to not be outdone, Denise is the number 9 on our Bellator's list for the fastest submission.
All right, and when we see what she can do inside the Bellator cage, I guess this exemplifies the various ways which she can get it done, and we'll be hoping to tonight.
Yeah, she's open to doing everything. We talked to her this week, and guess what she said? She said, I plan on taking this fight to the ground at some point, sometime, and look for my submissions. But if it's not working for me, she will back out and let the hands fly. She is nasty on top. When she gets on top, she does not pull punches. She doesn't just tap, tap, body, body, head. She tries to let it all go out to make you move, to give your back, to make you make a mistake. And so, as you can see, she's quick on the neck, she's quick on her submissions, and she's quick with her hands as well when she's on the feet. Right there, Kate Jackson's feeling it. Quick transition, boom. Now watch as she starts to make the transitions to the big ground and pound. Nicely done by Denise. She is nasty on her feet, nasty on the ground. She's a true mixed martial artist.
All right, you talk about the kickboxing, you add in the judo black belt, but when you talk about Kana Watanabe, a former member of Japan's national judo team, is there levels within that?
There's levels to everything, my friend. Levels to everything. And I'm going to be honest, she is levels above Denise when it comes to the judo portion of it. But let's not be mistaken, okay? Denise can hang with her on the ground once it hits there, but Watanabe being the longer fighter, Denise will have problems with that. If Watanabe's able to hip toss her, get to the top, right there like she did against Alejandra Lara, get to that top position, flatten Denise out, possibly get to the back or get to the mount, give her the heavy hip pressure and use her length to her advantage. I don't see how Denise is going to be able to get out on the bottom without taking a lot of damage.
All right, we're going to look at some statistics here which may give us more of an insight as to how this fight will go. We'll compare Denise Kielholtz's numbers from her last fight versus Kana Watanabe's last 2 fights. And Josh, some things really jump off the page there, like the volume output from Kielholtz.
Yeah, if this fight stays on the feet, Denise Kielholtz will let it fly. And what she does very well, she throws it all into combinations. She'll let the hands go, mix it up with the kicks and the knees. She'll even throw in some elbows, and she'll start with the feet and then finish up with the hands. Look for her to barrage Watanabe with the striking, okay? And then if the opportunity presents itself to get the fight to the ground, Watanabe's gonna have to make sure she's ready for that.
All right, let's see who is gonna stake their claim for a shot at the title.
Well, the emotion of Paul Daley's win ebbs away, and now another terrific fight. Kielholtz against Watanabe.
And now, ready to make her way to the cage, the judo beauty piece, Kana Watanabe.
Well, Kana Watanabe is looking here to bounce back from a first professional defeat, but that loss against Liz Carmouche was more than that. 35 seconds in, it raised instant questions, and now this fourth-degree judo black belt from Tokyo has to answer them against another super tough opponent. John, no quick rebuild for her, no easy out for Kana Watanabe.
No easy out for Kana Watanabe, but she is remarkable when she gets into the clinch. Her judo is outstanding. She is levels above. Denise Kielholtz is a black belt judo, but levels above Denise based upon all her international competition and what she's done. She is very physically strong and understands how to use that weight and strength when it is on the ground. So Kana Watanabe is a danger to everyone. Once she closes into the clinch range, look out.
And now to make her way, Denise Miss Dynamite Kielholtz.
Well, Denise Kielholtz just loves this London crowd, wants to soak up every second, looks to put behind her the disappointment of that defeat against Juliana Velasquez. It was tight, she believes she won, but she has to constantly learn lessons, and she says this time she's going to bring more. This time she's going to make sure and give everything that's in her soul. Miss Dynamite is in town and she means business.
Man, she is dynamite. She has just popped into MMA. You're talking about a three-time world champion in kickboxing. She had a record of 47-3, Dave, but she wanted to be an MMA fighter, and she has made that transition. And it wasn't easy for her to do, but now she is fighting. She is getting submissions on the ground. Her stand-up has become better and better as an MMA fighter, which is not an easy thing to change when you're a kickboxing champion. Unbelievable transformation for these skills.
The tail of the tape for this flyweight match between Denise Kielholtz and Kana Watanabe.
Really, you're looking at that 5'3". Dynamite comes in small packages, and she is the shorter fighter here, 5'6" for Watanabe. This is gonna be an intense fight.
Intense. Let's get into the cage. Michael C. Williams.
Tonight here in Wembley, live on Showtime, Bellator MMA continues now with 3 5-minute rounds in the flyweight division. Introducing first, the blue corner. At 5'6", weighing in 125.2 pounds, ranked number 3. She enters with a professional record of 10 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. From Tokyo, Japan, the judo beauty beast, Kana Watanabe. And across the cage, her adversary fighting out of the red corner. At 5'3", weighing in 124.2 pounds, coming off an impressive performance in her world title challenge tonight. As the number 2 ranked contender, she returns holding 6 professional victories, 3 defeats, fighting out of Amsterdam, Netherlands, introducing Denise Miss Dynamite Kielholtz. And the referee in charge, Brian Miner.
Back up behind the line. Behind the line. You ready? You ready? Come on, fight!
So Miss Dynamite, Denise Kielholtz, in those red gloves. Lands another combination. Sets up the right hand. Left hook, but Watanabe gets up close.
Great job by Watanabe to at least grab hold of Denise Kielholtz because she was stunned. She got frozen in that moment. Denise looking for the armbar. Could be that Watanabe's still a little bit stunned from those strikes.
What a changed fighter Denise Kielholtz is. But that power that's always been there was still there.
Watanabe doing a very nice job of taking it, holding her arms together, trying to make it to where it's difficult for Denise to extend her hips. She's unable to extend that arm right now. Denise needs to continue to work. She can also look towards transitioning towards the triangle, but not right now where her head's at.
But all the while, Watanabe's head will be clearing.
Watanabe's got to make sure that she continues to press down. Don't try to pull your arm out. Don't extend up. That's going to only help Denise Kielholtz extend that. All of the judo training, all the years of judo is right now being put into effect for Kana Watanabe.
Just for a moment, it looked as if Kielholtz was going to get another dramatic early finish. Watanabe was caught early again.
She got frozen in that moment. She was so hurt. Denise went after, she was able to get a hold of Kielholtz, and with that, get the point where she was able to take her down. Kielholtz goes straight into the armbar, and we've been there ever since. And the reason we're in this position is it's deep. Kielholtz has the ability to make this thing work. Watanabe is defending the whole time. Now it got straightened out. She just lost her arm. Kielholtz needs to be careful how she lands.
Watanabe looking to land a shot of her own there. Watanabe said she got a real rush from her first experience with Bellator as she moves into these bigger arenas, and said she's learning to cope with the rush of it all. I think that's what happened early on here again. Just forgot what she was doing.
Even off of her back, Denise Kielholtz has been the one that's been offensive. We've seen nothing out of Watanabe as far as offense. The entire fight so far, with over 3 minutes gone. Denise Kielholtz is the one that's landed the shots. She's the one that went for the submission. Watanabe not being able to find any way to attack Kielholtz from this position. I believe that's the first strike, hammer fist, that we've seen. She tried to hit before, and Denise blocked it with her hand.
And Denise fires back as well.
Watanabe can put a lot of pressure on the jaw right here. The choke won't work. If it's gonna work, it's gonna be because of the pressure on the jaw. Denise needs to pull that locking hand down. It'll release a lot of the pressure. There you go. Kielholtz doing a good job. She needs to make sure that her chin stays down and she doesn't open up her neck. That's where you see Watanabe right now trying to pull her back to extend that neck.
Only 15 seconds remaining in this opening round. Given the way it started, it's finished pretty well for Watanabe.
It has.
But it looked like it might be very early there when Kielholtz caught Kana Watanabe rushing in. But Watanabe's done well to survive, and we'll hope to try and build something significant in the second round. But let's take a look at the damage Denise Kielholtz did, John.
Yeah, this was the start. Look at the right hand, and then the left is the one that does the damage. You can see her, she just got frozen in that moment. You can tell she's trying to now feel the range. She gets hit again, but she's able to keep that right hand around the neck of Kielholtz, which allows her to stick to her. She gets the takedown, and then she gets stuck in the armbar position. Denise releases it there, realizing it's not gonna hold. That was the one shot that Watanabe then lands. She gets the back later on, but I don't believe she did enough in coming back in that round to take it after being hurt and after the submission attempt. That was smart by Kana Watanabe right away going to the takedown.
Right away, looking for that neck, Kana Watanabe.
Beautiful ride by Watanabe. You saw Denise trying to turn. She was just moving with her. Got her foot in place, looking for the hooks inside. Kielholtz trying to turn within her guard. Can she do it? Watanabe using a hip heist. No, Kielholtz comes out on top. But that arm is in trouble.
It looked slick there from Kielholtz, but that left arm was exposed.
She had her first in a straight arm lock for a second. Denise Kielholtz able to use that strength to get herself in the top position.
And then hammer fist from Kielholtz. But wherever she is, Denise Kielholtz is doing damage here.
Well, that she can't do. I don't believe that Denise realizes that in that grounded position with both of them grounded, she still cannot kick to the face of Watanabe. Take a look right here. You see him entwined and watch Kielholtz. That is a clean kick to the face or head of a grounded fighter. That is a foul.
Brian Miner spotted that straight away. They do have extensive rules meetings in the week building up to these events.
I just wanted to stand here for a second and get my watcher, okay? Yep.
Takao Ueda just explaining to Kana Watanabe what the position is.
All right, you stay here. Let me check on her.
The doctor just taking a look.
She's good? Okay. All right, Doc, thank you.
Referee Brian Miner doing a good job. He's taking time, he's slowing things down. It's going to be a 1-point deduction. The reason why is he's saying, you made it unfair. I need to even the playing field here.
You guys were 50-50. I'm going to stand you up, okay? We're starting standing. You ready? Okay? Starting standing. Ready? Hey, what up? Fight. Time in.
Kana didn't look too happy at starting again in standing.
Miner said that they were in 50-50, which they were as far as the position, but Watanabe's going, yeah, but I was on the ground and I want to be back on the ground. And honestly, he should have allowed her to have that choice.
And she's made it for herself here. Variation of takedowns from Watanabe. Great strength of hers. She's looking for control here now.
Watanabe has done a beautiful job of flowing with the motions of Kielholtz. When Kielholtz decides to turn, you see she's switching up on top, getting her position, her base. Now she's got her. Just a beautiful exhibition of ground control by Watanabe right now.
We always knew this would be a huge clash of styles. The brilliant Dutch kickboxer is learning the MMA game so quickly, and the 4th degree judo black belt, Kana Watanabe.
Kielholtz again looking to try to turn inside of that by having her arm. She's going right into a triangle.
It's always going to be dangerous that for Kielholtz.
Watanabe now has that triangle locked up. Kielholtz's arm is almost all the way across. That's not good for her.
Can Watanabe maneuver this? She can! She can! The triangle from Kana Watanabe! And Kana Watanabe caught by those heavy shots in the opening seconds of the fight. This time she adjusts. This time she fights her way. She has it where she wants it. She finds the finish, John.
She did from the start. You look, you said, oh man, she's going right back to where she left off with Liz Carmouche. She's getting blasted. She was able to get that single collar tie and hold on to Kielholtz. I thought she lost the first round, but then after that, again, taking the fight to the ground. Look at right now, Denise turns right into the triangle position. Watanabe reaches down, grabs and locks up. There she locks up the triangle. She grabs the head, even though the arm isn't completely all the way across. It's tight right now, and with that pressure on the head, as you see her pulling down on Denise's head, she's pulling it down on top of her arm. The carotid artery is getting closed off, and you see that Denise gets to a point where Kielholtz has to tap out.
And that was super impressive from Kana Watanabe. But in a way, Denise Kielholtz loses little in defeat. She landed those heavy shots early. She was beaten on the ground, and that was always a possibility here. Let's get to Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the tap comes by way of a triangle official time. 3 minutes, 3 seconds, round number 2. The winner by submission, the Judo Beauty Piece, Kana Watanabe.
So Josh and Aiden, a win for Kana Watanabe.
Indeed, Dave, and a potentially very significant one with title implications at stake. Josh, she had to weather a lot of good work from Denise Kielholtz, but she persevered and gets the submission.
She started this fight the same way she fought Liz Carmouche, except she wasn't able to get out of that round. Fight was ended. Now in this fight, she was able to gather herself together, get the nice judo trip, get to the top position, and the rest is history because she dominated the fight every second after that.
All right, we are inching closer towards our main event here at Bellator 281. Hometown hero, #1 ranked MVP, returns to his backyard for the biggest night of his career. The human highlight reel has carved out a well-deserved reputation as one of MMA's most entertaining knockout artists over the course of his 21 appearances in the cage. Tonight, he says he's ready to deliver knockout number 13 on Friday the 13th. Well, if he's to get it done, he'll have to weather the storm brought by Logan Storley, the 6-time high school state champion and 4-time Division I All-American wrestler from South Dakota, who has a knack also for knocking out his opponents. He believes patience is the key to solving the Page puzzle, and when he takes him down, he will finish what others have failed to do. Not far away from that, but of course we have a huge co-main event in London tonight. Lyoto the Dragon Machida, the legend from Brazil, is here to take on fast rising star Fabian Edwards, the #4 ranked middleweight. Josh, we have Machida coming back down to 185 and Edwards taking a big step up in competition.
This is a perfect place for Lyoto Machida to be at. This is where he spent most majority of his career. I like him in this weight class. The reason being is he is not a big guy and he looks like a baby still, but he possesses all the skill he needs to beat Fabian Edwards. He's got the experience. So that right there is going to play a huge factor. All he needs to do, and I know it sounds easier said than done against Fabian Edwards, but what he's been doing his whole career, sliding in and out of traffic, using his reach, mixing it up. He does something better than almost anyone. It goes from knees to kicks to the boxing, and it comes sometimes in 1s and 2s, and sometimes it comes in flying attacks. When he fought Chael Sonnen, Chael was trying to track after him, trying to get the takedown, just never had the opportunity to close the distance because Lyoto kept mixing it up. A little bit of boxing, a little bit of flying knees, and a lot of movement laterally.
And it's a style that poses a lot of questions for a lot of people, and not many can answer it. Well, Fabian Edwards believes he has the tools and the ability to do so. Josh, it's a huge night for him. He's on the get back. He went 9-0 as a pro. How does he get back to where he was for 2 fights ago?
Well, we talked to him this week, and what he said was, those first fights, I was going out there trying to finish. The last 2 fights, I was going out there not to lose. And when he fought his previous fights, he came out there to win and dominate in every fashion. When he fought Neto Lopez is now his name, but when he fought Neto Lopez, he was losing that fight, but he worked it all together with the up kicks, came back up onto his feet, He was losing that fight. He fought a smart fight. He understood that, hey, I'm good on the ground. I'm good on the feet. I can utilize all my tools, and that's exactly what he said he's going to have to do tonight. Look for him to potentially wrestle at times, okay, when the opportunity presents itself, and it's easy, and look for him to let his hands and kicks fly when the opportunity is there.
So are you expecting him to be the one to push the pace?
He needs to be in this fight because he cannot let Lyoto Machida just stand there and pick him apart. Lyoto is a master at that, and he's done it for the longest time in his career. He's fought the who's who, and when he done it.
All right, let's see how this one breaks down. Let's hand it back down to Dave.
Yeah, it's just terrific. It's fascinating. We've got a legend in the house, a star of the future. We're ready for Machida against Edwards.
And now, to make his way to the cage, Fabian, the Assassin. And now, making his way to the cage, Kielholtz.
Between Lyoto Machida and Fabian Edwards.
And the real question is, we have a legend, a guy that's been there, done it all at the age of 43 for Lyoto Machida. Can the young man and Fabian Edwards, ranked number 4, get it done?
So many questions. Let's start finding some answers. Let's get to the cage to Michael C. Williams.
Bellator MMA now presents live on Showtime the co-main event of the evening, 3 5-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Introducing first, the blue corner, at 6'1", weighing in 185 pounds even as a professional. 9 wins, 2 losses, fighting out of Birmingham, England, presenting Fabian, the Assassin Edwards. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner, at 6'1", weighing in the same 185 pounds, the former light heavyweight world champion tonight makes the move back down to middleweight, bringing 26 professional victories, 11 defeats by way of Belém do Pará, Brazil. He fights out of Orlando, Florida, USA, introducing Kielholtz, the Dragon Machida. action, referee Jaron Villel.
On my cue, gentlemen, on my cue. Fighter, fighter, fight.
Well, you can reach out and touch the tension in this arena now. There's a legend in the house, but there's also a very, very popular British fighter up against him. Who can impose their will on the other early? Edwards determined not to leave anything in there. Determined not to take his foot off the gas. But they're both counter-strikers, and that makes this opening particularly interesting.
It does, because this could be one where they both wait. But Fabian Edwards talked about it. He goes, I know I can't wait. I have to go after him. I have to make him make mistakes, which is not easy to do. Lyoto Machida doesn't make a lot of mistakes, but he's right in the fact that he cannot wait.
He's trying to draw something out of Machida here, but might as well get the money in the bank with those leg kicks. They're both doing that, though.
What you don't want to do against Lyoto, if you're Fabian Edwards, is overextend. Don't all of a sudden get frustrated and jump into something. That's when he takes big advantages in the fight. Everything that we're seeing right now out of Fabian Edwards is exactly the way he should fight. Clean, everything's tight, crisp.
Either looking for that kick as the action just starts to heat up here. We'll stand up with fascination. We watched them clinch, and now we watch them go to the ground. Edwards springing back to his feet.
Very nice job of Fabian Edwards getting back, and a beautiful left elbow on the exit. See, that's the kind of thing that you're looking for in this fight. Don't be the guy that is sitting there just trying to get away. I want to make him pay for trying to take me down, and that's what Fabian Edwards did.
Never shied away from a challenge, Machida. Said he chose to fight Ryan Bader because he's the top guy and he wanted the challenge. Perfect goal for him would be Gegard Mousasi again.
He's had 2 fights against Gegard Mousasi. They split those, so that trilogy is there. If you go, and this is where you're looking at it, look at the who's who that Lyoto Machida has faced off against. He has gone against everyone you can think of.
Mousasi, Bader, Couture, Henderson, Sonnen. The list just goes on and on.
Knockout win against Randy Couture. So many fights. Rashad Evans. Oh, he's got it.
Machida's in massive trouble. Edwards!
That's a huge win.
His life. Edwards with a launch pad now. Is that the step to greatness? What a win for Fabian Edwards.
These are the moments that you look for that are opportunities for you to face a legend, and you got to go out there and do your thing. Fabian Edwards went out there and fought a beautiful fight. He was aggressive, he was offensive, and that's why he got that win.
And now there is concern, and Fabian Edwards is concerned as well.
Very good, you're good.
Take a look at what occurs here. That elbow again. That elbow strike that we talked about on the exit, he did it again, and that's what started the fall of Lyoto Machida. He followed it up. Watch the elbow. He gets legs, can't hold him up. The left hand lands. One shot there, and he's out. Again, look at the pop on that elbow strike. We talk about landing strikes on the exit, a huge difference in fights. Fabian Edwards made a point of doing it every time. A huge win for the assassin, Fabian Edwards.
And the reaction told you everything. Machida's okay, and that's good to see. He's back up on his stool. But the reaction there from Fabian Edwards, who is not given to huge emotion. Just realized in that split second what it would mean. 2 consecutive defeats, and then he produces that. And remember, it's not just a win. That's a highlight reel win against the legend of the sport. Barely put a foot wrong, Fabian Edwards. And he gets the respect of Machida as well. Great to see him up and on his feet. But if he was looking for a significant night here, which he wants to drive back to Birmingham, he told us, eating sweets and thinking, wow, I've just beaten Machida. Well, he's going to be able to do that. The dream has become a reality for him.
Oh, fuck. I told everyone, he hasn't been stopped in about 3 years. I came and I don't even run.
Well, he's riding off the emotion. He's riding off the win. We're going to hear from him soon, of course, but first of all, we can make it official with Michael C. Williams.
Time 3 minutes 18 seconds into round number 1. The winner by knockout, Fabian the Assassin Edwards.
Delighted, Fabian Edwards is with Big John.
I'm here with your winner, Fabian Edwards. Congratulations on a beautiful victory. You looked fantastic. You came in here to put pressure on him. You weren't going to counterattack. You were going to be the aggressor. You landed elbow strikes on the exits, and that was the difference in this fight.
Mate, the Edwards brothers are known for their elbows. He should have fucking known I was going to crack him with that elbow.
When you came in this cage, you looked across and you saw a guy that's a legend in the sport. What was it that you were thinking as you were able to march out to do battle?
I thought, I'm a fucking legend myself. That's what I thought. I looked across and I thought, I'm a legend as well. Birmingham legend. What's up, Wembley? Let's go!
That's the biggest fight in your career, and you look fantastic. Who is it that you believe should be your next fight in this cage?
Everyone.
Sounds good to me. Congratulations on your biggest win. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the assassin, Fabian Edwards.
He wants to take on the world. He'll revel in this for a while. Huge, huge win for Fabian Edwards. Let's see what Josh and Aiden made of it.
I'm back, baby. The words of Fabian Edwards, who has just delivered the biggest win of his career into his twilight. They will be watching that one back. So Josh, for those who were believers and then maybe became doubters, they're believers again.
You have no choice but to be a believer. What he did was he went back to the drawing board, made some corrections, and believed in what he was doing in his first 9 fights. And he went back to that, and then he achieved it tonight. When you look across the cage against Machida, you realize, I am fighting a legend. No matter what he says in there, that's what went through his mind. But he made sure that not one moment slipped away. Out of the breaks, the elbows, the combinations, every time they got in the clinch, tried to turn him, tried to break away, even tried to drop down on a leg. He did everything he needed to do tonight to steal that victory in most people's eyes. Not in mine. He's always been talented, but he delivered tonight.
All right, so we look at maybe John Salter at number 3, the winner of the champion Gegard Mousasi against Johnny Eblen. I guess for Fabian Edwards right now tonight, the world is his oyster. We still have our main event to come here in London, but we've got more great fights coming up on your calendar.
June 24th, the Dreamcatcher returns. Gegard Mousasi defends his middleweight strap in a much-anticipated scrap against 11-0 #1 contender, the human cheat code Johnny Eblen. Plus, we continue the $1 million Bantamweight World Grand Prix and complete the quarter-final bouts. Magomed Magomedov meets wildcard winner Enrique Barzola, and Leandro Alter Ego meets the Italian gangster coming off his wildcard win, Danny Sabatello. We'll see you Friday, June 24th.
Yeah, lots of good stuff to come, but here tonight, the interim welterweight world championship is on the line. We have the #1 contender, Michael Venom Page, earning his spot with a revenge win over the former champion, Douglas Lima. Tonight, he takes on Logan Storley, who's ranked 4th after a career-best victory against former title challenger Neiman Gracie. Of course, Yaroslav Amosov is still the reigning champion of the division and was due to defend the title tonight. However, circumstances in his home country of Ukraine means the champion is heroically defending a lot more than just his belt. Josh, interim titles are not uncommon, but the circumstances around this one are unprecedented.
I've been competing in sports my whole life. But we have to remember, at the end of the day, there's things that are more important than sports. And he's off doing what he needs to do, and we wish him the very best and hope to see him come home safe.
And that solidarity is echoed by one of our main stars tonight, Logan Storley, who wants to send this message to the champion.
I got a ton of respect for Amosov. I know he's going through a much bigger battle than any of us over here can comprehend. And so we wish him the best over there. We hope you come back safe, and I hope to see you in the cage soon. God bless and take care.
And we wish the champion Yaroslav Amosov a safe and speedy return to the Bellator cage. Well, as we get set for our main event tonight, we'll take a look at some interesting numbers from the last 3 fights of our competitors. Josh Thompson, what's jumping off the page for you?
What jumps off the page to me is the strikes thrown, 69 to 485 in the last 3 fights. When you look at the numbers, though, Michael Venom Page is a finisher. 69 strikes in the last 3. He comes out and he dominates in all of his fights. He's number 4 with the fastest KO in history. He's number 3 with the most wins. He's number 2, longest win streak. He's number 1 with the most KOs in all of Bellator. He's tied with Patricky Pitbull in that department. He is a finisher. He only needs 1 strike. He can lose every single second of this fight, and it would only take 1 second for him to make another KO on his record.
And if he does find himself on the ground tonight, which he himself fully expects to do, he has a confidence that he can survive that. Where does that confidence come from?
Because his whole career, people have been trying to take him down, and some have been successful, but not all have been able to hold him down. Not all have been able to do damage from the ground. He continuously comes up to his feet. He is so good off of his back foot. People are used to pushing him around, but he can only do the best when he's off of his back foot because of the flying knees, the speediness that he has, the speed he has, as well as the way he uses his lateral movement, and he lunges in faster than anyone and gets out of range and out of damage better than anyone in the sport. MVP is a problem for Logan Storley.
All right, well, Logan Storley knows he is one of a kind, and his coaches and his training partners at Sanford MMA have been doing their homework on this one. Josh, what are the intrinsic values that Storley has as such a decorated wrestler?
He's a winner. He's been a winner since he was a young kid, and he understands what it's like. He's wrestled in front of crowds of 15, 20, 25,000 people at a time. He understands what it's like for the bright lights to be on. That is something that is so hard to get used to when you first come onto the scene. But what he does better than anybody that MVP has ever faced is he chain wrestles. He gets in on the single, and if it doesn't work for him, he'll switch to the double, he'll go to the body lock, he'll lift, scoop, take you down, and when he gets to that top position, he'll let his hands go. He's not someone that will just hold you there and look for the submission and just buy time to make you tired. He will put the work in, and he will make sure that you understand you are not getting up off the bottom.
All right, it is time here in a packed OVO Arena, Wembley, to find out who will be the new Bellator interim welterweight champion.
MMA Interim Welterweight World Championship. 2 men who do things in their own particular style.
When you look at Bellator's welterweight division, one name immediately comes to mind. Current world champion, Yaroslav Amosov. Not only is he Bellator's undefeated welterweight world champion, he also holds the longest unbeaten streak in all of mixed martial arts, with a record of 26-0.
And you better protect your neck when you face off with this guy.
Amosov became the man at 170 back in June of 2021 when he dethroned 3-time title holder Douglas Lima at Bellator 260.
And Amosov already overcome with emotion.
Since then, the Ukrainian-born fighter has traded his gloves for guns as he currently helps defend his homeland in Ukraine, leaving the division up for grabs as we await his safe return to the Bellator cage. With the belt on hold, the division must move on, so we turn to number 1 ranked Michael Venom Page. The British bad boy currently holds a professional record of 20-1 with 12 dynamic knockouts. No one has enjoyed the spotlight more than Page, and that spotlight never shines brighter than when he fights in his hometown of London, England.
London! The one and only MVP is back!
While guys like Douglas Lima, Jason Jackson and Neiman Gracie all remain in the welterweight conversation, it's been Logan Storley who's been quietly collecting wins and climbing the rankings. In his lone defeat and narrow split decision loss to Amosov, Storley put the division on notice and has since become the one to watch.
I want to be the best in the world and I want the title next.
With Yaroslav Amosov in the hearts and prayers of Bellator Nation, the stage is now set as Logan Storm Storley steps up to take on the hometown favorite, MVP, for the interim welterweight world title.
Set now to make his way to the cage, Logan Storley.
Well, Logan Storley can wrestle like a king, and he says that Michael Venom Page may have been preparing against wrestlers, but not against wrestlers like him. He believes he's one of a kind on the ground, and even though he's treated tonight as just another fight, it will take him to the ultimate reward. He's calm and he's ready. His head is going to be right. Can his body follow suit and do the job here, John?
Look, from what we've seen out of Logan Storley lately, this guy has made that turn. He has turned that corner in the fact that now he believes in his stand-up. He's always had the wrestling to rely on, but now he can actually stand with people. Now, does he want to stand with MVP? No, but he needs to use his hands to set up his wrestling because his keys are obviously wrestle, wrestle, wrestle. You must get MVP to the ground and you must damage and slow him down when you do get him there. Doing damage is key to your win.
The song is hands down best around. His brother Curtis, his brother-in-law Christopher Cooper, out there in front of MVP. Here's the welcome.
First round in, throw blows, no sin, it's about to
He is just an MMA rock star. He knows how to play a crowd, and he knows how to fight, and the chilling message that he sends to Logan Storley as this crowd chant his name, I only have to be exceptional for 1 second. Johnny makes so much noise, he does it with so much style and panache, but now he's got a really difficult job to do in the cage.
He knows what he's facing. He knows the severity of this matchup. He knows that this is the best wrestler that he has ever had to face in the cage, but his speed and length and distance control is unmatched. He is a unique fighter, and he is dangerous at all times. We just watched what Paul Daley could do at a certain moment after losing all of that time. Well, that's the same thing that MVP can do. He's that dynamic.
The tail of the tape for this Bellator MMA interim welterweight world title fight between Michael Venom Page and Logan Storley.
79-inch reach compared to 71.5. Obviously, Logan Storley doesn't want to get into a fist fight with Page, but he's going to have to get past that length, which is not easy.
The crowd can't wait. None of us can wait. Let's get now to Michael C. Williams.
Bellator MMA live on Showtime from Oval Arena, Wembley. The time has come here in London for tonight's main event. 5-minute rounds for the interim Bellator Welterweight World Championship. Sanctioned by the Mohegan Tribe Department of Athletic Regulation Chairman James Gessner, supervising at Cage-Side Director Mike Mazzulli. And now, first introducing the blue corner. At 5'9", weighing in 169.4 pounds, ranked number 4. He stands near perfect as a professional with 13 wins, including 8 knockouts against just 1 defeat. Hailing from Webster, South Dakota, USA, presenting Logan Storley. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 6'3", weighing in 168.6 pounds, as the number 1 ranked contender. He enters tonight with a spectacular 20-1 professional record, featuring 12 wins by knockout, 3 by way of submission. Ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of London, England, introducing MVP Michael Venom Page. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge, Jacob Montalvo.
All right, Logan over here. Michael, right over here. Gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Let's have a good, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my commands at all times. If you want to touch gloves again, let's do it now. Mike. Like you guys. Good? Good? Are you ready? Ready? Go.
Now they get it on. We all know what Storley wants to do, what he needs to do. And we know where MVP wants to be. Now it plays out in front of us. And listen to this crowd.
Storley biting on a lot of the feints. He's got to be a little bit more relaxed. MVP doing a good job of pressing Storley's back towards the cage. He's not going to feel comfortable just shooting off of there.
Really proactive start from MVP, who is a supremely good judge of distance. Storley looks for that takedown.
If he gets the takedown, you're going to hear the biggest boo over a takedown ever, but this is where Storley is remarkable. His wrestling translates so well in the cage. He switches from one technique to another and eventually catches his opponent behind.
Storley made it absolutely clear to us he doesn't care about the crowd. He could care less about the booing.
Beautiful carry right over onto his back.
MVP has to stay active, has to try and get back to his feet.
And that is the big moment. MVP has to be in that position where he does not accept the ground.
Just that here, Michael.
He's got to fight his way through all of this. The more that he can make Logan Storley have to try to wrestle and pull him in, use those arms, the more tired Logan will also get.
Storley has a hold of those legs, though. Crowd know the significance of these moments.
And this is where that cage makes such a difference, because it's a balance point for Michael Page right now. Logan Storley, if the cage wasn't there, would be running him backwards right onto his back, and he can't do that because of the cage. But now he's able to at least pass that arm. You see his head past the arm of Michael Page, closer to taking the back.
Four-time Division I All-American wrestler Logan Storley. Incredible high school record and beyond. MVP back to his feet for now.
And one of the things about the length of MVP, when you see Logan starting to elevate, you see MVP actually able to keep his feet scraping the ground. That adds a bit of friction. He's a difficult person to just pick up.
You already touched on it, but MVP fully expecting to be taken down. There's no surprise in any of this. It's how he deals with it.
It is exactly it. Because you could take a look, he's being out-wrestled, but he hasn't in any way taken any damage for all this time that Logan Storley has put out a lot of energy in keeping him down or keeping him in that clinch position.
He told us he'd need significantly more than one takedown per round, Logan Storley, to get the win, to try and grind MVP down. So much at stake here for both men.
Nice heavy shots to the body by MVP, but they are just arm punches because there's no ability for him to use his legs and hips to put more power on it.
25 seconds! 25 seconds! Hey, Benzie, if you want this position.
He described it as ultimately trying to drain Storley's power bar, but that's what Storley's trying to do to him. Crowd don't like it. As I said, Storley could care less.
If you're Logan Storley, you just stick to your game plan. You know the route to victory. It's not an easy one, but you know what you have to do. Stick with it.
Well, Storley got the takedowns that he needed. The end of that opening round. But MVP undamaged.
Undamaged, but you got to look at that round, and what you're looking at is what was the primary element of the round? It was grappling. This is the start. A clean right hand that he hit Storley with, but that's what Storley was able to use to get a hold of Michael Page, get the takedown eventually from this position. Page tried a couple of elbows, none of those were effective in any fashion. Finally, Logan was able to put him down, and the real question for the judges is, when you look at what the criteria is, what took place more? Was it the grappling or the striking? It was definitely the grappling, and Logan Storley is going to end up getting that round.
Behind the black line, Michael.
Michael Venom Page is just one of the most relaxed athletes you've ever seen. Someone just yelled up at him over us, the side of the cage, and he said, don't worry, it's coming. Stay calm.
Well,
big smile on his face.
He's so right when he says, look, he could win 24 minutes of the fight, it doesn't matter, I'll still finish it. And he has that ability, he's that dynamic, he's that explosive, and he has that kind of power. So he's right, Logan Storley every time is, oh, that was a good shot. Nice clean right hand. Every time Logan Storley comes off of that stool at the beginning of a round, he's got to face a new guy that could possibly put him out.
And he even found time for that little touch of trademark mockery.
And Logan is showing you right now he's a little bit flustered with the style of MVP. He's not sure when to shoot. The timing and the range is a little bit off. And that's because of the length and how fast Michael Page is.
Yeah, success on your feet against Neiman Gracie is one thing, right?
Totally different element. Not that Neiman doesn't have some stand-up, but it's completely different than what we're seeing out of Page. That was a nice little check hook inside by Page.
Storley letting his hands go. Round one fought in Storley's area of the cage. Round two at the moment in Michael Venom Page's. And he's throwing those feints. He's looking to measure Storley. So mobile.
He changes the distance in the fight in a flash, and that's what makes him difficult. Right there, extending out. Nice work by Logan Storley to catch the leg. Now that he's in this position, you know Logan Storley's saying, I am not letting go of this. He's starting to get that leg straight. That's going to help get that takedown. Page trying to display his legs a little bit.
Stay busy, guys.
But he can't put too much weight onto Logan. That's going to help Logan take him down.
Question is, though, what can Storley do from here? Because Page has had a good opening to this second round.
Put some angle on that elbow.
So a little warning there about the angle of that elbow. Can't go straight down, it can't go 12-6.
All you need to see is an arc. Any arc makes it legal. Logan Storley trying to be a piece of Velcro right now. He is trying to stick to MVP. Right now, MVP wants to let go of the head. You don't want to have that head. It's not going to help you. He can actually take his arms. He's reaching around. That's not going to help him. He wants to reach his arm actually inside of Logan Storley's arms and use his body to create a pressure on his grip.
Still got a big smile on his face here, Michael Venom Page.
Page did a nice job of getting his back up against the cage. Storley took him into that open mat area.
Come on, you see you busy on top.
You're constantly telling him to stay busy on top.
Well, Logan Storley is basically saying, what do you think I'm doing? He's trying to stay busy. He just took him back down. But what he's not doing, and this is his chance, take a look at how he's lacing the arm. He's got the right arm of Michael Page laced so he can open up with his left hand. You see Michael trying to reach over with his own left hand to block it. That's the only thing he has to block. The ability of Logan Storley to punch him in the face right now.
Closing seconds.
Now he's got his hand free.
The second round. Can Storley do any damage here? Another interesting round. Melvin Manhoef watching on, fascinated here. That tremendous MMA record, and we'll be seeing him in action very shortly in his hometown. Peter Queally, terrific record, and what about that cage walk? And there is the poster for Dublin. Henderson against Queally, Manhoef against Romero. That's Friday, September the 23rd. What a night that promises to be. We're in the middle of an extraordinary night here. We've had so much drama, so much action. It feels like there's lots on the way here. How did you score that second round?
Look, I got to give that to Storley again. Page had his little moments in the stand-up, but nothing that was that effective. With the more effective use of the cage and everything came from the grappling of Logan Storley.
Those words of Michael Venom Page, I only need a second. They start to ring around your head at this point. Let's take a look at Don's scorecard, just to confirm. There's a flying knee from Michael Venom Page. Storley shakes his head.
And the fact that Page is willing to still do that type of technique tells you the confidence that he has in what's occurring in this fight. Big time elbow strike by Michael Page.
This is where he's so good. Felt like he could have done more against Douglas Lima, determined to do it here. Starting to warm to this task.
Notice how, you see how Logan Storley is moving on every feint. MVP knows that he's got him biting on those.
And that would normally have him licking his lips.
He's looking for Storley to shoot. He wants to bring that right hand and uppercut. That's what you can't do. You can't go over the top of Logan. Everything should be coming either towards horizontal with it or up.
And limpet-like Storley clings onto it. And that success that he's having on his feet is just sporadic.
It is. I mean, he's having it, but it's momentary. And then all of a sudden, everything switches over to the grappling, and it overtakes the amount of striking that we have. But I am very impressed with how much trouble MVP has given Logan Storley as far as actually putting his back to the canvas. Storley has worked really hard at trying to get Page flat on the canvas, and it has just not worked out for him.
That's one of the remaining questions. How much has that hard work taken out of Storley for little reward?
I need to see a little bit more.
Here again, the referee telling Storley he needed to see a bit more from him. Got MVP in defensive mode here, though, and that's exactly where he wants him.
Storley's trying to show that he's busy right here. He's got his leg entwined over the right leg of Page, keeping him from being able to make it to a standing position. Now he can actually get himself up. That's why you see Storley trying to kick that leg free. Storley working really hard right here.
MVP does get to his feet. No leverage in those elbows.
Crowd might make a difference here with the referee starting to get closer.
It's also music to Logan Storley's ears, though. If they're booing him, he must be doing something right.
Stay busy, stay busy. I'm going to separate you.
It's fascinating to hear that constant dialogue. Stay busy, stay busy.
Logan working hard, trying to take the legs away. Page doing a great job. Notice that third point with his hand being that brace. That's 4 points of contact when you're talking about his back against the cage and everything. That makes it very difficult to move him.
Still shaking his head, Michael Venom Page. But Storley is doing just enough at the moment.
Break. All right, so just, I know you're working, I just need to see a little bit more.
Again, you heard that message reiterated, but when they come to see this fella, they come for pyrotechnics, they come for drama and extraordinary finishes. Well, if he doesn't find one of those, he might be in trouble here, MVP. This was the work early, John.
That was a beautiful elbow attack by MVP. And the real question when you're looking at this, it's the wrestling. The wrestling is where MVP is losing this fight. He's losing a wrestling match. He's not losing the fight, but he's losing in the grappling section, and he's losing for a substantial amount of time in every round. He's got to turn it around. He's got to figure out a way to stop Storley from being able to get inside on him. One of the main things he has to do, in my opinion, is stop the techniques that are coming over the top and bring everything up the middle.
All right, fighters, let's fight. Let's go, guys.
Well, the good news for MVP is they start on their feet. Rounds in the bank, though, for Logan Storley. 3 of them on Big John's scorecard, with which it's very hard to argue.
And each round has started just like this, with MVP winning, you know, the first portion of the round. He's doing great when he's on his feet. Obviously, like we knew, he's obviously the more dynamic striker than Logan Storley.
Oh, great right hand, and Storley took it.
He took that well, but we'll see how much it hurt him.
Again, bites on those feints. There's the knee up the middle, followed by a right hand, putting the shots together now, MVP.
That straight attack, horizontal, that's a good attack for Michael Venom Page. Anything straight up the middle is great.
He is uniquely elusive on his feet. There's another powerful right hand. Is he just starting to turn the tide here? Storley still stands in front of him.
I had said that Storley needs at least 5 takedowns in this fight to win it, because he can't go a whole round standing with MVP. We'll see if that's true.
Another right hand, really clean shot. His accuracy is just something else.
It's part of what makes him special. He is so accurate with his shots. He knows exactly where he wants to go, and he puts it on target.
Just sense him backing Storley up here now. For the first time, Storley's a little bit tentative.
Notice the flinching. You see the feint that MVP sets up. You see Logan, he's biting on him. He is worried about those shots coming. He's trying to figure out his timing on when he can drop levels and get into MVP.
It's a much better round. It's exactly where MVP wants it. But remember, 3 rounds down, he has to do serious damage.
And part of this might be, after those 3 rounds, Logan Storley's arms might be really tired, heavy. So he's telling himself, I need to get a little bit of a break with my arms. And I'm going to try to stand up here.
Looking for that one explosive moment. That jab's a great punch from Michael Venom Page.
He went after that flying knee there as Storley came in just a little off target. Logan getting his hands together. Once he gets his hands together, that's when Michael hits the canvas.
They were longer on their feet in this round with Page doing damage.
They were.
And he's trying to do just enough here, Logan Storley.
He's landing, little strikes and things, trying to get Page to move, but it has been impressive how Page has been able to keep his back. He's been on the canvas with his butt, but his back is really not bent, and that is really impressive when you're talking about against a guy like Logan Storley.
10 seconds to go in the penultimate round here.
Great.
Much better round for Michael Venom Page, but still he needs a dramatic concluding round, John.
Well, on my scorecard, yes. But that's the kind of round you needed to see out of him because most of that was striking, and he was winning the striking pretty handily. He didn't get hit. He was landing clean shots on Logan Storley. Logan gets a takedown, and Logan did some, strikes with the body work, but nothing that was damaging. Take a look here. The knee up the middle barely touches, but the right hand, clean shot. Right hand again. And he was able to open up several times, going after him with combinations. Logan Storley doing a good job of surviving in the round as far as staying in the stand-up for a good 4 minutes, I'd say.
So on your card, MVP needs a massive final round. He certainly needs to win this final round.
Yes.
To give himself any chance on the cards. But the tantalizing prospect with him is that anything could happen on the feet. There's the flying knee from Michael Venom Page. But it gave Storley a chance.
I love the fact that he went for it, but you look and you go, you put yourself in that position for him to take you down. Now you're fighting him off again.
Now it becomes a matter of real urgency for MVP. He has to get back to his feet.
Boy, Logan Storley is working hard. He's trying to lift MVP up. He's been changing angles. MVP has done a great job of stymieing a lot of the wrestling excellence of Logan Storley.
Storley starts to sense that if he keeps him down here, if he keeps doing what he is so good at and works hard enough, it's going to be his fight.
Go.
The weight of Logan Storley on MVP's back here as he tries to get back to his feet.
This is what the grappling arts is. It's you're able to control a guy's body position and make it to where all those years, all that training, all that skill, they can't use against you based upon where you put them on the ground.
Do something with your position.
There's the total strikes landed so far.
Don't grab that cage, Michael.
Michael needs to dig that left arm in. It's too late now. He's looking for it. Switch. Not in position for it.
Now he's down in the center of the cage.
Has him in the center and on his back.
Stay busy from here.
He has worked tirelessly throughout this fight to try to get this position. Let's see what he can do.
It's a desperate situation now for Michael Venom Page. Trying to join the real roll call of British MMA legends tonight. But right now he is being ground down by Logan Storley. And again, Storley is so clever, John, at getting into the right position and working hard enough.
Oh, he's working very hard right now. Looking in his corner there. Page just doesn't have the submission game that Strorley has to fear in this position.
There's a minute left.
Big time shoulder pressure. There's a lot there right now.
Storley made that point this week. He said no one attacks that shoulder like I'm going to.
Good work.
What a display this is from Logan Storley. I know it's not what this crowd here in London came to see, but what willpower, what skill, what technique.
Gotta work.
He always had to turn it into a wrestling match, and that ultimately is what Logan Storley has done, and he has surely done enough. And he knows it too, and I think MVP does. Two real warriors.
Absolutely, both guys giving it everything they have. It was the battle of could MVP keep himself on his feet? Could he get that strike that was going to hurt Logan Storley, or was Storley going to be able to use his wrestling to take Page off his feet and take away all of those skills? That was the difference in the fight.
Just for housekeeping, you score the final round for Storley?
I did.
So John's scorecard has it 4-1, 49-46 for Logan Storley.
But you never know what the judges are going to say. So.
Well, there was certainly one round, the third, and MVP stayed on his feet, landed some powerful shots. You could make an argument about that. The fourth was his. But we'll stop trying to second guess them, and we'll wait for the decision as we take a look at some of Storley's really good work, John.
Well, I mean, that was a beautiful fireman's carry right there that he just brought him down, but you saw MVP being smart, getting his back to the cage right away. Storley hit some great takedowns, but he wasn't able to hold Page from getting to the fence. All this beautiful work by Page to get back, and Storley was doing some great wrestling. Finally, at the end here, you saw him be able to take him down in the center, and that's when he was able to get his back to the cage and really stifle the effect of what Michael Venom Page was able to do.
Well, John is going to head to the cage to interview the winner. We still wait to find out who that is going to be. Michael C. Williams is in position. And now we're ready to find out. Let's get to Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we go now to your 3 judges at cage side. Your first judge, Brian Miner, scores the fight 48-47. He scores the fight for Storley. Your second judge at cage side, David Leatherby, scores the fight 48-47. He sees the fight for Page. Your third and final judge at cage side, Michael Bell, scores the fight 49-46 for the winner. By split decision, now the interim Bellator welterweight world champion, Logan Storley.
Justice is surely done as Logan Storley sinks to his knees to celebrate. Scott Coker puts the belt on him. He is the interim welterweight world champion. A great display of what he is so good at. He fought his way and he got the win, and we can hear from him now. He's with Big John.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the winner and now interim welterweight champion of the world, Logan Storley. Logan, I know that was a grinding fight. It wasn't the fight that maybe the fans always want to see, but you couldn't stand with a guy like MVP for a whole fight. You had to go to what was your game, and that is wrestling, and that's what you did.
Hey, you know, thanks for having me, London. I appreciate it. You know, boo me all you want. That guy's talented. Nobody stands with him. Look what happens when everyone stands with him. So don't boo me. Don't boo me for winning. We'll see you on your way out.
Talk to me about what it was like to be with a guy that is that elusive and that difficult to judge the distance with.
I've trained with a lot of people, but I've never felt that speed and distance. It's the most awkward, and he's so athletic. He changes. He's playing basketball in the middle of the ring and hitting you at the same time. But I saw his shots, the big ones kind of coming. I got my head down, so I never took any. Clean on the chin. Maybe in the second he hit me on the side, but you know. That guy's unbelievable, and I had to do what I had to do. So, you know what, boo me all you want, but I'm a world champ.
There's nothing to boo. You put on an outstanding performance of showing what wrestling can do and the grappling arts can do and taking someone out of their game. Who is it, if Yaroslav Amosov cannot make it back in time for another fight for you, who is it that you believe should get a shot now at this interim title?
You know, Jason Jackson's a teammate of mine and good friend. And, you know, if him and Lima end up fighting, then I'm going to have to, you know, fight the winner. It's for a world championship, it's business, but Jason's one of my guys. And Sanford MMA, thank you guys, I love you. But business is business, you know, and I respect the hell out of Jason, but if that's what we have to do, that's what we have to do. We're prize fighters.
Well, I want to tell you congratulations on winning that belt, that interim title.
And hey, South Dakota, I know you guys went through a bad storm last night, so my prayers and thoughts are with you guys. And everyone back home, what's up? Webster, South Dakota, the belt's coming home, baby.
Give it up for the Storm, Logan Storley.
Well, it wasn't the result that they wanted in this arena, but it's still some performance. Logan Storley is the interim champion. Let's head back up to the guys at the desk.
Thank you, Dave. Well, those scorecards might have momentarily raised some eyebrows, but nonetheless, a relentless performance for the winner, Logan Storm Storley, from start to the very finish, Josh Thompson.
I don't agree with the split decision, but I can understand, like John had talked about all night. MVP was doing some work from the bottom position. He kept trying to get up. So I can see how judges look at it. Who's doing the damage? And you gotta remember, damage is the #1 criteria. And he had some work from the bottom. Wasn't enough, I didn't think, but that's the way this goes. Logan Storley fought a great fight. What happens with people is they get frustrated, they start getting confused, they start lunging and reaching and leaving themselves out of position. He was committed to his defense and what he needed to do to become the interim champion. Great job by Logan Storley.
We look forward to seeing him back in the Bellator cage, whoever that will be against, very, very soon. Well, it's been a great night here in London, particularly for Fabian Edwards with a landmark win against Lyoto Machida. But Josh, I suspect I'm going to give you the final word, and I suspect you want that to be about Mr. Paul Semtex Daley.
I have so much to say and not enough time. That's really what it comes down to. Like I said, I've shared arenas, saunas, we've trained together, we've hung out together. I want to wish him the very best in his next chapter, you know, and I got to be honest, man, he is an amazing person. And like I said, he's done it his way. And that's the kind of character he possesses. I wish him the very best, him and his family. And his mom was an actual joy tonight to have. It was just awesome.
We'll see you right after the June solstice for a sizzling Bellator MMA fight card. Friday, June 24th, two-time Bellator champion Gegard Mousasi defends his belt against the undefeated and self-proclaimed human cheat code Johnny Eblen. Plus, we continue the $1 million Bantamweight World Grand Prix. Bellator MMA returns Friday, June 24th.
Well, it's been a great night here in London town. For Josh Thompson, I'm Aidan Power, and we'll send it back one final time to Dave Farrell.
Yeah, Logan Storley soaks up the acclaim and continues his celebrations. His face tells you, though, that he's been in a fight, but ultimately his night. Few autographs for him to sign as well. But let's remind ourselves of what was a tremendous night here at the OVO Arena. Simon Biyong with that unanimous decision win. What a fight that was against Luke Traynor. Drama right to the end. And then Paul Daley for the final time up against Wendell Giacomo. He was behind, he was in trouble. And then he found that. Pure emotion from him. And Mum got involved too. Kana Watanabe was in trouble early against Denise Kielholtz, but in the end, via a triangle in round 2, she found a way. Fabian Edwards, just a stunning display against Lyoto Machida. A first round stoppage win. But we knew there was a storm coming, and in the end, Logan reigned on MVP's parade. From all of us, bye-bye.